G'day guys, Dan Barrett here from Big Smoke BBQ and 4 Monkeys. Welcome to 2020 Isolation Cooking with Heat Beads. Today I'm hooking up with a few friends of mine to cook up some baby back ribs, and we're going to show you how to do it at home. So let's get started. Alright guys, the first thing we want to do for trimming up these baby back ribs, take some of this loin muscle off here. It's probably going to dry out. Just start with your knife slowly, start going along this loin muscle, bringing it back bit by bit. Don't need to rush it. Boom. Trim off any heavy bits, any heavy fatty bits. Try and make it even from left to right. A little bit of this heavy stuff off. No one wants to eat a big clump of fat. Alright, we flip them over. Sometimes I have this little bit of a flap here. We'll just knock that off. So the next thing you want to do is knock this membrane off the back here. So if you can get your knife and just sort of get under it to get it started there, you'll feel it. If you get a bit of paper towel, it's going to help grip it. And in one foul swoop, or almost one foul swoop, it should all come off. I think I'm happy with these where they're at. Now it's time to rub these ribs with our favourite rub. Starting with the underside, as heavy or as light as you like coat. I like to go pretty heavy. That's it, I love this stuff. So give it a bit of a pat and flip it over. And I always start with the underside because this is the side that we're going to present on top. This is the side that people are going to see, so I want this to look the best. So rather than rub it and then turn it over and it get all smished up on the board, we rub the underside first, then come across the top and repeat the same process on top. Ribs have been rubbed, trimmed. We're going to let these sit for about 20 minutes and let the rub really soak in to the meat, and I'll come back very soon and show you how that looks. Whew, I'm out of breath. Rolling, rolling, rolling. It's been about 20 minutes now. These ribs are starting to look good, so let's take a closer look. So as you can see, it no longer looks dry. It's got that wet texture look about it. That means that the rub's really soaked into the meat. It's really adhered and it's ready for the pit. You can notice the mahogany, the beautiful red colour it's got already, and that was achieved by the 4 Monkeys pork rub. Alright guys, that's enough from me. As I said, it's been trimmed, they've been rubbed, they're ready for the pit. I've got a good mate of mine, Doug Thomas. He's ready to take over now. So, peace.
Thanks for trimming my ribs, Dan. I can't wait to eat them. How good do they look? But if we want to eat them, we've got to cook them first. Let me show you how to fire up the Weber kettle. Here is the snake method in the Weber kettle. As you can see, I've got the 2 rows of original briquettes on the bottom from Heat Beads, and then 1 on the top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dump 1/4 of a chimney at the start. It's going to light the start of the snake, and it's going to run the whole length of the snake and cook these pork ribs beautifully. So first up, I'm going to put in a water pan. Now, this water pan isn't exactly for moisture. It's more to protect the ribs from any indirect heat from the snake, and also it makes cleaning up a hell of a lot easier. Now that our briquettes have ashed over in our chimney, we're going to dump 1/4 of a chimney at the start of the snake. Briquettes are in, and then it's on with our grill. And we throw on our lid. Always put the daisy wheel above your ribs because you want that heat to go over the chamber and up out on top of your meat. I think I've earned this beer. I'm going to hand this Corona off to my mate Sheepy, and he's going to finish the cook.
Thanks, Dougie. These ribs have been in the smoker for 2 hours at 250 Fahrenheit. I've been giving these a spritz of just water, or you can use apple juice every 30 minutes. After about 2 hours, what we are looking for is a nice dark mahogany colour. Once they get that colour, take them off. They smell amazing. Here we have 2 pieces of foil. Place some butter on the foil, some brown sugar, some honey, and then your favourite sauce. Place the ribs bone side up on top and repeat the whole process again. Butter, brown sugar, honey and sauce. Now wrap these up, being careful not to pierce the foil, and they go back in the smoker. Now to finish off these ribs, let me pass you on to a good mate and a legend of the barbecue community, Bretto.
Oh, beauty, thanks Sheepy. All right, now the ribs have been on for about 3 hours. We're going to check them, but remember, we're not cooking to time, we're cooking to feel. I'm going to open the lid and do the bend test. We just want to see a little bit of flex. Oh yeah, okay, good. So now we can sauce. Right, and make sure that your sauce is warmed up. You always want to be adding warm sauce to warm meat. You can thin it out with a little bit of apple juice or perhaps some butter, but always make sure it's nice and warm before you add it. And then back on the smoker for about 20 minutes.